In a world saturated with digital noise and fleeting viral trends, a young girl with a violin managed to break through the chaos and capture global attention. But what many don't realize is that behind the sweet melodies and viral clips lies a story far more intricate, emotional, and unexpected. On the vibrant streets of Santa Monica, California, passers-by would often pause, drawn by the hauntingly beautiful sound of a violin slicing through the urban hum. The performer? A young girl with a magnetic presence and extraordinary command of her instrument, Karolina Protsenko. She wasn't just another street performer hoping for spare change. She was a prodigy, seemingly placed on the sidewalks not by circumstance, but by fate. Social media exploded as videos of her performances racked up millions, then tens of millions of views. But while the internet celebrated her gift, few stopped to ask, who was this girl? And how did she come to enchant the world from a simple street corner? Many assumed she was just a lucky talent, maybe even a one-hit wonder in the age of TikTok and short attention spans. But those assumptions couldn't be further from the truth. Karolina's rise wasn't accidental, nor was it easy. Her journey, rooted in war-torn beginnings and a family's leap of faith, is the kind of story that doesn't just warm hearts, it leaves an imprint. And as we dig deeper into Karolina's life, career, and personal challenges, we uncover a narrative that's not just inspiring, but filled with hidden moments of heartbreak, hope, and unexpected twists. What truly happened to Karolina Protsenko? This is the untold story behind the viral sensation, and why her name is about to mean so much more than just a trending video. Karolina Protsenko's journey didn't begin on the streets of Santa Monica. It began in Kyiv, the historic capital of Ukraine, where she was born on October 3rd, 2008, into a home that pulsed with music and culture. Her parents, Nikolai and Alina, were not just casual musicians. They were deeply entrenched in the world of melody. Her father a guitarist, her mother a pianist. Music wasn't just a part of their life. It was their language, their legacy, and the foundation of Karolina's earliest memories. But as political tensions in Ukraine escalated, her parents made a bold decision to leave behind the familiarity of their homeland in search of a better future for their children. In 2015, the family relocated to Simi Valley, California, a move that would prove to be the catalyst for Karolina's global rise. At just 7 years old, Karolina found herself in a foreign land, navigating a new language, new customs, and an entirely different cultural rhythm. Yet, amid the disorientation of immigration, her violin became her anchor. While many assumed that Karolina's talent was self-taught, a natural gift that emerged without guidance, the truth is far more disciplined. Shortly after moving to the United States, Karolina began formal violin training under the watchful eye of her instructor, Mr. Sam Fisher. It was here that raw talent was shaped into mastery. Fisher didn't just teach her how to play. He instilled in her the foundations of classical technique, the discipline of practice, and the artistry of emotional connection. By embracing masterclasses, music workshops, and collaborative sessions with fellow young musicians, Karolina immersed herself in a world of musical rigor. She absorbed new styles, experimented with genres, and refined a style that would become uniquely hers. Expressive, commanding, and unmistakably modern. But even as her talent bloomed behind the scenes, few could have predicted the seismic impact she would soon make on the streets of Southern California. For Karolina, every note played was not just a sound, it was a message, a memory, a piece of home reinterpreted through the strings of a violin in a land of second chances. By the time Karolina Protsenko stepped onto the pavement of Santa Monica's bustling 3rd Street Promenade in 2017, she was no longer just a student of music. She was a performer ready to take on the world, and the street became her first real stage. With nothing more than her violin, a simple speaker, and the courage of a child barely into her teens, she began to play for strangers. But these weren't casual performances. They were electric, emotional, and unforgettable. Shoppers stopped in their tracks, tourists reached for their phones, and locals returned just to hear her again. There was something magnetic about her presence. Her ability to turn familiar pop songs into sweeping violin solos that echoed with raw passion. Covers of Ed Sheeran's Shape of You and Tones and I's Dance Monkey began circulating on social media, garnering attention not just for their technical skill, but for the soul she poured into every note. She wasn't mimicking these songs, she was reinterpreting them, reinventing them, and making them entirely her own. Videos of Karolina's street performances exploded across YouTube, Reddit, Instagram, and Facebook, each one accumulating millions of views in days. Strangers from around the world began sharing her clips with captions like "This girl is unreal" or "Watch until the end." As her fame surged, so did the mystery. Who was this young violinist who seemed to appear out of nowhere, turning sidewalks into concert halls and pop songs into masterpieces? It wasn't long before Italian saxophonist Daniele Vitali dubbed her a busking sensation, a title that began to stick. But Karolina wasn't chasing fame, she was chasing connection. Through every performance, she was telling a story, not with words, but with music that transcended language and background. The streets of California had given her a platform, but it was her authenticity that made the world stop and listen. As the videos kept going viral and her follower count skyrocketed, it became clear. Karolina hadn't just found her niche, she had created it. In an era of digital content overload, she had become a rare phenomenon. Someone who could move millions with nothing but 4 strings and pure emotion. The sidewalk was just the beginning. With her street performances gaining viral momentum, Karolina Protsenko quickly realized that the digital realm was the key to expanding her influence beyond the local crowd. What started as small videos captured by passing pedestrians evolved into a full-scale digital empire. She didn't just rely on exposure from viral clips. She strategically built a robust online presence that spanned multiple platforms, from YouTube to Facebook, Instagram, and even Spotify. By curating content across her 3 YouTube channels, Karolina connected with her ever-growing fan base and invited them into her world of music. Her approach was refreshing. No gimmicks, no distractions, just pure, unfiltered performances that showcased her raw talent. Videos of her violin covers, ranging from current chart-topping hits to timeless classics, took the internet by storm. With an average of nearly 30 million views per video, Karolina's YouTube channel became a go-to destination for music lovers, not just in the United States, but around the world. Her popularity reached staggering heights, amassing over 10 million followers across her social media profiles, and her videos have collectively garnered more than 2 billion views. One of her most viral hits, a cover of Despacito, captured the hearts of millions globally, demonstrating her versatility by blending classical technique with contemporary sounds. Yet what set Karolina apart from countless other online performers was her remarkable ability to transcend cultural and language barriers. By embracing a variety of genres, from Latin pop to English rock, Karolina's music spoke to audiences from diverse backgrounds. She wasn't just performing. She was offering a universal language that resonated with people, regardless of where they were from. The global appeal was undeniable. Her fan base spanned over 50 countries, making her one of the most recognized and admired street performers of her generation. Whether it was her stunning covers of classical compositions or her playful renditions of modern pop hits, Karolina's ability to blend different musical worlds into a cohesive, compelling performance solidified her place in the digital age. As her fame grew, so did her reach. Streaming platforms like Spotify, iTunes, and Apple Music became key players in her career, ensuring that her music could reach fans 24/7, no matter where they were. Karolina's journey from the streets of California to dominating the global music scene via digital platforms wasn't just a success story. It was a phenomenon that showcased the power of talent meeting opportunity in the age of social media. In 2019, the viral violin sensation Karolina Protsenko's life was about to take an unexpected turn as she received the kind of recognition that most aspiring artists only dream of. Her rise had already caught the attention of millions, but when the legendary talk show host Ellen DeGeneres invited Karolina to perform on The Ellen Show, it marked a major milestone in her career. It wasn't just another performance. It was a moment the world officially recognized her as more than just a street performer. As the audience sat in anticipation, Karolina stepped onto the stage and effortlessly delivered a breathtaking rendition of Sunflower by Post Malone, a song that had taken the charts by storm. Her performance was mesmerizing, as her violin took center stage, filling the studio with a sound that felt both modern and timeless, capturing the essence of the song while adding her own unique flair. The crowd was left in awe, and Ellen, visibly impressed by Karolina's extraordinary talent and unwavering dedication, did something no one saw coming. As Karolina finished her performance, Ellen surprised her with a heartfelt gift, a custom-made blue violin. But that wasn't all. Ellen also presented her with a busking tip jar, symbolizing the journey that had started on the streets and the dream of one day being able to buy something very special to Karolina, a puppy. The moment was not just an acknowledgement of her talent, but a recognition of the hard work and persistence that had propelled her from the streets of Santa Monica to the stages of national television. For Karolina, it was a surreal moment, a dream come true. She had started performing for the love of music and the joy of sharing it with others. But now she was being celebrated by one of the biggest stars in the entertainment industry. As Ellen's surprise gift was unveiled, it became clear that Karolina's journey was only just beginning. The impact of this appearance was profound. It marked the beginning of Karolina's transition from a viral street performer to an internationally recognized artist, opening doors to even greater opportunities and audiences worldwide. It wasn't just about the recognition, it was about the validation of her artistic vision and the message that hard work, dedication, and a genuine passion for music could lead to extraordinary moments of success. In the world of viral fame, it's easy to be a fleeting moment, but Karolina Protsenko had proven that with true talent and perseverance, stardom can become a lasting legacy. As Karolina Protsenko's star continued to rise, she began to forge connections with other talented young musicians who shared her passion for music and performance. One of the most magical moments of her career came in 2020, when she joined forces with Angelica Hale, a powerhouse singer and America's Got Talent runner-up, for a performance that would leave audiences spellbound. The two prodigies, each a force in her own right, combined their talents for a duet that captivated millions across the globe. Their collaboration was more than just a musical performance. It was a display of sheer chemistry and artistic synergy. The song they chose, Symphony by Clean Bandit featuring Zara Larsson, provided the perfect backdrop for their combined brilliance. Angelica's soulful vocals soared through the performance, while Karolina's violin melodies danced alongside, effortlessly weaving through the song's intricate structure. Together, they created an atmosphere that felt like magic, where the music seemed to transcend the stage and fill the hearts of everyone who listened. The beauty of the performance was not just in their technical skills, but in the way they fed off each other's energy, bringing the song to life in a way that left the audience in awe. The performance wasn't just a viral moment. It was a testament to what happens when two young artists, both extraordinary in their own right, come together to create something truly unforgettable. The collaboration became an instant hit, with millions of viewers across social media sharing the video and praising the incredible talent of both Karolina and Angelica. Their chemistry on stage was undeniable, and the duet quickly became a fan favorite, further cementing Karolina's place as one of the brightest young stars in the music world. For Karolina, this collaboration marked a significant milestone, not just in terms of visibility, but in her growth as an artist. Sharing the stage with Angelica Hale wasn't just a dream come true. It was a moment of validation, a recognition of her own artistry, and the incredible journey she had already undertaken. It was also a sign of what was yet to come, more collaborations, more stages to conquer, and a future filled with endless musical possibilities. As Karolina Protsenko's career continued to flourish, it became clear that she was not just a viral street performer or an emerging YouTube sensation. She was an artist with the vision to redefine the boundaries of her craft. One of the key factors behind her rising success was her ability to collaborate with musicians from diverse backgrounds, infusing her performances with a variety of styles, influences, and perspectives. Karolina's musical journey was no longer confined to the streets of Santa Monica or the digital realm. It was expanding to the global stage. One of the most notable collaborations of her career was with renowned Italian saxophonist Daniele Vitali. The partnership between the two musicians culminated in the release of a collaborative album, which quickly became a hit among fans of both classical and contemporary music. This collaboration was more than just a musical project. It was a fusion of two distinct yet complementary talents, with Karolina's virtuoso violin playing perfectly complementing Danielle's soulful saxophone. Together, They brought something fresh and unique to the music world, blending classical precision with modern creativity. Karolina's collaboration with Vitaly wasn't just an isolated case. She continued to build relationships with musicians from various genres, broadening her artistic horizons and expanding her sound. By embracing collaborations across different styles and musical traditions, Karolina proved that music is a universal language, one that transcends cultural and geographical boundaries. Her work with artists from around the world showcased her versatility and willingness to experiment with new sounds, making her one of the most sought-after collaborators in the industry. But Karolina didn't stop at music alone. She also sought to push the limits of her performance by incorporating elements of other art forms, such as dance and theater, into her shows. Inspired by the electrifying performances of artists like Lindsay, Karolina began taking ballet classes and integrating dance into her own performances. This blending of music, movement, and expression allowed her to connect with audiences on a deeper, more visceral level. As her collaborations continued to expand, so did her global influence. With her growing fan base spanning over 50 countries, Karolina had become not just a viral sensation, but a global ambassador for music's power to unite, inspire, and transcend borders. Her collaborations, both in music and in the arts, were a testament to her relentless drive to push the boundaries of what it means to be an artist in the 21st century. Through her work with artists from around the world, Karolina was building a legacy that was as much about expanding artistic expression as it was about connecting people through the universal language of music. In 2022, Karolina Protsenko's journey reached a breathtaking moment when she was invited to the Kelly Clarkson show, where she was set to perform one of her idol Lindsay songs. At that point, Karolina had already achieved so much viral fame, millions of followers, and recognition from some of the biggest names in the entertainment world. But little did she know, this appearance would become a defining chapter in her story. What made this moment even more extraordinary was that it wasn't just about performing on a major television show. It was about meeting the person who had inspired her to play the violin in the first place. Karolina had long admired Lindsay for her unique blend of classical violin and dynamic dance performances, a combination that set Lindsay apart as an innovative force in the music industry. Driven by her admiration, Karolina had even taken ballet classes to incorporate dance into her own performances, hoping to one day emulate the creativity and passion that Lindsay brought to the stage. As Karolina took her seat on the set of the Kelly Clarkson show, the excitement was palpable. But little did she know, the greatest surprise was still ahead. As she prepared to talk about her musical journey, Kelly Clarkson suddenly announced a special guest, Lindsay herself. The moment Lindsay appeared backstage and walked out onto the stage, the sheer joy on Karolina's face was unmistakable. It was the meeting of two violinists from different generations, two artists who had shaped the music world in their own ways, and their shared passion was instantly evident. Karolina was overwhelmed with emotion as Lindsay praised her talent, acknowledging the hard work and dedication that had led Karolina to where she was today. In an emotional exchange, Lindsay handed Karolina one of her own custom violins, a gesture that symbolized the bond between these two violin virtuosos. But the surprises didn't end there. Lindsay invited Karolina to join her for a duet performance, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to play alongside her idol. The duet that followed was nothing short of magical. As Lindsay and Karolina's violins harmonized together, their performance transcended the stage, drawing tears from the audience and leaving an indelible impression. For Karolina, this moment wasn't just about playing on stage with Lindsay. It was a validation of her dreams, a confirmation that her journey from the streets of Santa Monica to a duet with one of her idols was the result of her unwavering commitment to her art. The experience not only solidified Karolina's place in the music world, but also proved that dreams, no matter how big, can come true. This heartfelt encounter with Lindsay was more than a milestone in Karolina's career. It was the emotional realization of her artistic journey, one that had started with a single violin and had now culminated in an unforgettable moment of musical history. At just 17 years old, Karolina Protsenko has already achieved what most musicians only dream of in a lifetime. Her extraordinary rise from a street performer in Santa Monica to a global sensation has not only brought her fame and recognition, but also significant financial success. As of 2023, her estimated net worth stands at a remarkable $1.5 million, a testament to her talent, hard work, and the incredible opportunities that have come her way. But while the money is a reflection of her achievements, it's the global impact of her music that truly defines her legacy. Karolina's viral videos, millions of followers across social media, and collaborations with some of the world's top musicians have solidified her place as one of the most influential young artists in the music industry today. However, her wealth is not just measured in dollars. It's also seen in the lives she touches with her music. From the streets of California to stages across the world, Karolina has used her platform to connect with fans from over 50 countries, uniting them through the universal language of music. Her violin performances, which span genres from pop to classical, have become a source of joy and inspiration for millions of people. Every time she picks up her violin, she not only plays music, but also tells a story, sharing a piece of her soul with the world. This ability to transcend borders and connect with diverse audiences has made her a cultural ambassador for the power of music. But despite her fame and wealth, Karolina remains grounded and focused on her craft. Her journey is far from over, and the future looks incredibly bright. With more collaboration, performances, and projects in the works, Karolina is poised to continue shaping the music world in ways we can only begin to imagine. Her rise to fame may have started with a single video, but it's clear that her influence will continue to grow, inspiring new generations of musicians and fans alike. For Karolina, the money and recognition are just the beginning. The real reward lies in the joy she brings to others through her music. With a lifetime of opportunities ahead of her, there's no telling where her musical journey will take her next. But one thing is certain: Karolina Protsenko is a star who will shine for years to come. Karolina Protsenko's rise from a humble street performer to one of the most recognized young musicians in the world is nothing short of extraordinary. From her viral performances on the bustling streets of Santa Monica to her unforgettable appearance on The Ellen Show and heartwarming collaboration with her idol Lindsay, every step of Karolina's journey has been filled with both triumph and challenges. Yet through it all, she has remained unwavering in her passion for music, constantly pushing boundaries and exploring new artistic territories. What sets Karolina apart from many others in the entertainment industry is her ability to stay true to her roots, using her platform not only for personal gain but to inspire others. Her music transcends barriers of language, culture, and geography, connecting millions of fans across the globe. But the story of Karolina Protsenko is far from finished. As she continues to evolve as an artist, collaborating with musicians from diverse genres and expanding her horizons, there's no doubt that her journey is just beginning. Whether it's through her captivating violin covers, breathtaking live performances, or new and exciting projects on the horizon, Karolina is proving that she is more than just a viral sensation. She is a true virtuoso. The world is her stage, and her story is still being written. With a bright future ahead, Karolina is destined to leave a lasting mark on the music world, inspiring future generations to follow their dreams and believe in the power of music to change the world. As she continues to play her violin, one thing is certain: